Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hoffman Engineering. Today we are taking a look at xTool's brand new laser engraver, the xTool S1. This premium laser is the world's first Class 1 safety certified enclosed 40-watt diode laser, which means that it's eye friendly and you can run it without needing eye protection. The full enclosure means ventilation and fume extraction is easy, and besides it having a powerful 40-watt laser, it has a load of the latest and greatest features like autofocus, rotary encoders for positioning, curved surface engraving, and a whole lot more. But are all of these features helpful, or are they just marketing fluff? Let's find out. And stay to the end of the video for a clip that hurts my heart. Before we begin, this S1 was provided for me to review by xTool for free. However, like all of my reviews, they aren't paying me for this review, and everything I say is my own honest opinion after using this laser for the last few weeks. They have no editorial control. My videos do have affiliate links in the description, so you can help support my channel at no additional cost to you. So let's get into it. The xTool S1 is a fully enclosed benchtop diode laser engraver. The enclosure is one of the biggest changes from their previous diode lasers, so let's start there. It is a rectangular machine with a total working area of 498mm by 319mm. On the front of the machine, you have a multi-use button with a color-changing ring to indicate different modes. The lid is made out of a laser-safe green plastic and closes nicely to ensure that no laser light or fumes can escape. This means that you can operate the machine without you and everyone around you needing to wear protective goggles. Stare into it all you want. The lid has an interlock switch, which prevents the machine from running when the lid is open. The lid of the xTool S1 lifts to reveal the interior of the laser. In here we can find the 40-watt, 455nm wavelength diode laser, which emits a visible blue laser light. The 40-watt laser is extremely powerful. I was cutting through 1/8 of an inch birch plywood at 1000mm per minute, or 17mm per second, but more on that in a bit. The module includes a red positioning laser, so you can easily move the crosshairs where you want to start cutting. There are two other optional laser modules available. There is a 20-watt diode laser module with a finer laser dot size for more detailed engraving. They also have a 2-watt 1064nm infrared laser module, which can engrave on all metals and have crisper engravings on plastics. The laser module attaches to the movable Z-axis, moving the laser up and down. This works in conjunction with the depth probe on the side. The module lifts up to extend the probe, and then it moves down until the probe touches your material. The S1 then knows exactly how far away the material is and can move down to the perfect focus position. This probe also allows for detecting a curved surface, such as this stainless steel flask. Using the curved surface tool in xTool's creative space, it can automatically map out the surface of an object. After mapping, it can then continually adjust the laser position so that it is the perfect distance away from the surface during the entire cut. The movable Z-axis also allows for adjusting the laser mid-cut, useful for moving the focus deeper into a thicker material to allow for faster cuts. All of the focus adjustments work great and are pretty intuitive to use. The bottom of the laser module has covers that magnetically attach, which reveal the air assist hose and the laser lens. This makes for toolless cleaning of the laser lens. That is far better than the set screw covers on previous xTool lasers. Moving back to the frame, both the X and Y axes are belt driven and ride on steel rods. These provide fast and accurate motion. xTools claim speeds up to 600mm per second, and with my test I saw speeds up to about 550mm per second before it plateaued. That is a very usable speed, resulting in quick engravings. The motors have encoders on them, allowing for accurate real-time position tracking even when you move the laser by hand. This makes positioning the laser and your design a breeze. I used it to help me save materials. I had this failed piece of wood, and I could use the position tracking to ensure that my next cut avoided that area. The xTool S1 comes with triangular prism brackets for holding your material off the floor of the machine. As an optional accessory, they sell this Honeycomb Panel which slides into the machine. The panel comes with 4 strong magnetic hold downs, and they work great. The panel allows for great ventilation, which you need with such a powerful 40-watt laser. Wrapping up the frame, the interior is evenly lit by 2 LED light bars, one at both the fronts and the back. This is also where the port to the optional RA Pro rotary attachment connects to, allowing for engraving on curved and cylindrical surfaces. The light bar also contains 4 sensors for the built-in 5-direction flame detectors. The 5th sensor is in the laser module itself. This will immediately cut power to the machine when it detects open flames. It will also trigger the optional fire suppression system, which will flood the enclosure with CO2 gas to extinguish any flames. The fire suppression system is an amazing safety accessory, one that is really only possible on a fully enclosed machine like the S1. Moving around to the back, we see the ventilation duct. The exhaust fan is reasonably powerful and does a great job of pushing smoke out through the ductwork. I have a window insert with a custom 3D printed adapter, and it does a great job of keeping smoke and fumes out of my office. Also on the back are all of the inputs. We have the power switch, the power inputs, a USB Type-C port to connect to your computer, and a USB port for proprietary hardware lock. On the left, we have the data inputs for accessories like the air assist and fire suppression system, and their corresponding tube inputs. Wait, did I say proprietary hardware lock? Yes I did. xTool provides a hardware lock that prevents the machine from running unless it's inserted into the machine. It is their version of a lock and key lockout seen on other lasers, so only authorized key holders can use the machine. Thankfully, xTool is kind enough to provide 2 keys with the laser. The optional air assist compressor connects to and can be controlled by the laser. And it's not just a binary on and off like some other lasers, but it can even adjust the airspeed in the middle of the cuts. There is a dial at the top with settings for the auto mode, as well as speeds 1 through 3. The air assist even has a replaceable filter on the bottom, so particles in the air don't damage the laser's lens. Finally, on the side of the laser is an emergency latching switch for easy access. They really did a great job of thinking about the safety aspects of this laser. I've talked through many of the optional accessories already, but xTool made the S1 fit nicely into their existing ecosystem of accessories. It works with the existing RA Pro rotary attachments, fire safety system, and smoke purifier. It even works with their automatic conveyor feeder, allowing for up to 8 feet of material to be automatically moved through the laser. The conveyor and rotary attachment require purchasing the optional riser base, which allows the laser to work with larger and thicker materials. With just the base S1 model, you can work with materials up to 42mm thick. The riser base increases that max thickness up to 125mm. Using the Honeycomb panel without the riser has a max thickness of 15mm, and the panel plus the riser increases that to 99mm. Thankfully, all those distances are nicely laid out in the detailed, fully colored manual. As for software, the xTool S1 works with Lightburn as well as xTool's Creative Space. The xTool Creative Space is the centralized hub for your laser. It's where you can design and share projects for all xTool's lasers, as well as where you go to update the firmware for the machine. You can connect to the S1 via USB or wirelessly by connecting to Wi-Fi. They even have a project library where you can quickly select a project that others have shared. Once you have the design picked out, you can click on the distance button to probe the material and set the autofocus distance. One neat feature of the xTool Creative Space is the twin point positioning system. You move the laser to the top left of the area you want to cut, and you press the button on the laser. You then move the laser to the bottom right area and press the button. This then shows in the design space the outer bounds of your material, as well as the location of the laser in real time. This makes it extremely easy to lay out your cuts with confidence. And once you've selected your speeds and powers, you can enter framing mode, which outlines the area it will engrave. Then press the button to start the job. Lightburn works just as well. The pre-built profile includes macros which will autofocus using the probe. The only difference with Lightburn is that it doesn't support the twin point positioning feature or the Wi-Fi connectivity. The xTool S1 comes well packed, with plenty of foam to prevent damage. Assembly was straightforward. You lift the machine out, remove all of the foam, and peel the protective plastics. Then you just have to slide in the laser module and connect the cables. You can unscrew the vent cover and attach the duct if needed. Finally, slide in the Honeycomb panel, plug in the air assist, and you're ready to cut. One note, the duct does require about 6.5 inches of clearance from the back of the machine to the wall. The xTool S1 is a laser engraver, so let's talk about how well it cuts and engraves. As expected, it works extremely well. The 40-watt laser chews through materials. I was cutting through 1/8 of an inch birch plywood consistently at 17mm a second in a single pass. Engraving quality is also very consistent, with speeds up to 550mm per second. The air assist does a good job of clearing away the smoke, so cuts have little discoloration around the edges. My kerf tests show an offset of 0.11mm. This means that the laser dot is reasonably well aligned, but it's not the smallest dot size. That dot size did not seem to affect my engravings, however. I'm more than happy with the results of my image engraving into wood, running at about 500mm per second. If you want a smaller dot size for more accuracy, you can always swap to the 20-watt laser module. Diode lasers cannot cut clear acrylics, but opaque acrylics work great. I was cutting through 1/8 of an inch black acrylic at 8mm per second, the fastest of all of the diode lasers that I've reviewed so far. I was happy with the engraving quality of these keychains, but there is some residue on the edges. It might be better to slow it down at a lower power to help clean up the cuts. My leather test also showed a high quality, consistent engraving. My test engraved deeper than I was expecting. It looks like I was underestimating the power of the 40-watt laser. Like with the acrylic, it might be worthwhile to slow it down and run it at a lower power to clean up the edges. I absolutely love engraving slate on the S1. These coasters turned out great, and the alignment laser and positioning system helped me easily censor the design. No more guesswork needed. These anodized aluminum cards were also no problem for the S1. I was engraving at 100% power at 300mm per second, which means each card only took 4 minutes to engrave. That is very quick with great results. And finally, we have stainless steel. By varying the speed and power, you can get some very nice colors on stainless steel. Blues, browns, and grays showed up well in my tests. The flask was also a fun project because I could use the curved engraving feature of the xTool creative space to map out the surface for a consistent engraving over the entire surface. Lastly, let's talk about the issues I ran into. During one of my earliest tests, Lightburn ran into a USB communication issue which stopped the machine mid-job. However, xTool has been quickly pushing out new firmwares, and I've not had that issue again in my hours of testing after upgrading to the latest firmware. They've also been releasing new Lightburn profiles, simplifying the macros for autofocus and the rotary attachment. The only hiccup I ran into was user error, where I would forget to close the lid before trying to move the laser in Lightburn and wonder why the laser wouldn't move. But I ran into no other issues during my testing. So in conclusion, the xTool S1 is a top-of-the-line diode laser engraver with all of the bells and whistles. The enclosure is amazing, allowing me to keep a diode laser directly in my office. Being Class 1 certified, meaning no eye protection is needed, is a huge leap of safety for this machine. The 40-watt diode laser is incredibly powerful, with cutting speeds at the very top of the charts of all of the lasers that I've tested. Between the positioning laser, rotary encoders, and software assist like the twin point positioning makes it very easy to accurately position the laser over your material. Autofocus works great, and the xTool's curved surface engraving is just the cherry on top. Every feature seems to work as advertised, which is not something I can often say. I also love how it fits into the existing xTool's ecosystem, with it working with the existing rotary attachments, fire suppression system, and even the conveyor feeder. If you know anything about xTool's lasers, it's that they command a premium price for all the features they pack into their machine, and the S1 is no exception. The S1 launched with an MSRP of $2,499 for the 40-watt version. Initial orders include the Air Assist and Honeycomb Panel for free, but purchasing them separately will cost $169 each. The 20-watt version is $400 cheaper, selling at the MSRP of $2,099. Orders in the first 2 days after launch have a $500 discount, bringing the price down to $1,999 and $1,599 respectively. But that sale price will end over the coming days. Whether or not the xTool S1 is worth it depends on a few factors. If safety is paramount and you are in an environment where multiple people could be around the laser at any time, then the peace of mind that comes with the S1's laser safe enclosure is almost priceless. The ability to contain the fumes and vent outside or into a smoke purifier can make finding a place in your shop for this laser much easier. If all you need is a powerful 40-watt laser, then you could find more traditional benchtop laser engravers at a lower price. But if you are looking for the safest and yet most powerful diode laser on the market, then I would highly recommend the xTool S1. So thank you all for watching my review of the xTool S1 laser engraver. Let me know what your favorite feature is in the comments below, or let me know what features it's missing. And be sure to subscribe to Hoffman Engineering so you don't miss any of my future videos. And for those of you that stuck around to the end, let me show you a clip that hurt my soul. Are you ready for the best peel of all time? Yeah, that hurt to watch. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.